Hello, I'm Kristen Lee. Happy Thanksgiving. How are you doing? Um, are you stuffed? Are you cooking? Are you preparing to cook? How do you get ready for Thanksgiving? Are you like me where you have like, ooh, a cute graphic tee and some stretchy leggings? Or do you dress up? Are you the family chef? Or do you order out, or do you go out? There are some people that go out for holidays. Are you in a food coma? Drive safe if you are driving. Did it snow? Oh my gosh. I used to freak out if I had to be somewhere around the holidays and I had to bring something. So that means I couldn't like back out of it, and I hated driving in it, and I would be terrified. So this year for our Thanksgiving, I'm filming this Monday, but we are going to have friends of the family come in, and we're gonna blend my stepmother's Filipino culture with our traditional Americanized kind of Thanksgiving. So we're gonna have turkey and green bean casserole and I think sweet potatoes and stuffing and cranberry sauce, and then we're also going to have lechon, which is almost like a fried roast pork, really crunchy and really savory. We're gonna have pensit, which is it kind of looks like lo mein, but I'm pretty sure that a Filipino would fight me that I would dare say that it's like that. But the mixings that my stepmom puts in, it has like the fatter lo mein noodles, and it has like the skinnier glass noodles, and is it glass noodles? They're the thinner ones. And it has shrimp and chicken and a whole bunch of vegetables. And they usually celebrate with it for basically any occasion, but for birthdays to represent long life because of the long noodles. So we're gonna have that. She's going to make pandesal, which is like a yam jam and a sweet roll, and it has Velveeta cheese in it. Doesn't sound like it goes together, but it's really yummy. What else are we gonna have? We're gonna have that. We're gonna have rice. I thought there was something else she was gonna make. Anyway, when I do my wrap-up video, I'll take video of the food. And then my dad and I are making pumpkin and chocolate pies. And I will be baking for my family's work cruise. I think starting tomorrow. I might start it tonight. At least like the doughs, maybe. When I'm out today, I want to get scoopers. Anyway, sorry, off track. but that's how we're celebrating this year. I have had some really great Thanksgivings, and I've had some really rough Thanksgivings, and I use the day, one, to rest, because there's nothing you can do once you eat the food. If you eat all the food, you're done. But I reflect on why I'm thankful and how I got to where I am in that, up to that day kind of thing. Sometimes I go by year, sometimes I go, lifelong kind of thing. And I am very grateful for my family and friends. And I feel like when I talk about it, it's that elementary school, okay, I need a paragraph about why you're thankful for Thanksgiving. But really, I mean, as I've gotten older, I've found out that there are people that don't even have close to the things that I'm grateful for. And I I don't know, my heart breaks for them that they don't have those things. So for my family, growing up, I would go to both families. I would go to my mom's and my dad's. And it was always tricky because we have my middle brother is wheelchair bound. So getting him to places and making sure that there was room for the wheelchair where we were going. I mean, our family would just, lift up the table and move it if they had to. But if it snowed, if we were sick, if they were sick at their house. So there was a lot of prep that went into it. But the holidays for me, like, it was some of the happiest times of my childhood because it was one of the few times where there wasn't a lot of tension in my house, because now that I'm adult, I can look back and see what my mother and father were facing. But as a kid, you just felt that tension in the house, bills, and I have my cardiac issues and other health issues, and then I have my brother that has cerebral palsy. Okay, so editing me. Not that it's a big deal, and I'm pretty sure you don't care, but it was bothering me. I've heard cerebral palsy said differently. I grew up with it being cerebral palsy. But as I grew up, I found out it's cerebral because it's part of your brain, and anyway. Or you just can call it CP. But wanted to throw that in there. I'm going to throw in 2 links in the description so that you can choose how to say it and maybe learn some education about what it's all about. Issues. And then I had my other brother that he's on the spectrum, but we didn't know it at the time. We just thought, he was the last and he just wanted his way. So throughout the year, it was tough to just do normal stuff, I guess. And the holidays, it felt like that's when some of that pressure kind of chilled out in our house. Like, my mom would go on baking sprees, and my dad would get like his bonuses from work or whatever, or my grandmother would, slip him some money for Christmas shopping or whatever, and I would be able to go with them or be part of it, or I don't know. It was a happy time for me. So, I had that growing up, and then as I got older and when I was married, we would try and figure out how to go sometimes to 4 houses. I still don't know how we did it. I still don't know how my ex didn't fall asleep at the wheel, especially if we had a few drinks. But I remember one year it was snowing, and we had to go to my aunt's, his mom's, his aunt's, and I think a friend's house, or my Nana's, but I'm not, like, it was 4 houses and it was different directions. I don't know why Nana wouldn't go to my aunt's house though. I don't know, but we were going all different places one year, and we were exhausted by the time we got home. But I'm grateful for that, that we had, because we didn't have a lot of money at the time. So we wouldn't eat the night before so that we were hungry going to the houses. And then, we started having Friendsgivings, and everybody would bring a little something. And like I said, we didn't have a lot of money in my 20s. So we would just make do with dollar store stuff or whatever and try and get creative with what we were going to cook or bring, or I don't know. And like, looking back on it, I feel like those little get-togethers forged the friendships that I have now. And then when he and I separated and I went through my divorce, we separated right before the holidays. And that year, my family and friends were just amazing, and they just bubble wrapped me and made sure that I didn't miss out on anything, because I didn't drive at the time. So I had Friendsgiving that year at my new place, and we had a turducken. I think I told this story last year, but one of my best friends and I wanted to know what could possibly a turducken taste like. The idea that, you know, all the birds were smushed together and then you cook it. I don't recommend it. It wasn't the best. But yeah, and then from that, and then my friends having families of their own and starting their own traditions and being able to visit with them. And yeah, I love the holiday seasons. I'm very grateful for it. So there are days where I'm stressed because I want to do more and I want to, you know, go over the top because I have a shopping addiction, but that's not part of Thanksgiving. And that's the other well, shopping is kind of part of Thanksgiving because I used to game plan with my Nana when I was younger. I would Black Friday shopping is just not the same. The hunt is just not there anymore. Like, if you remember, like 20 years ago, even 10 years ago, that hunt feeling where you're like, I need to be number 15 to get a Furby or, you know, an Xbox or something like that. And but when I was younger in my teens, I would go with my Nana. We'd go out at like 3 o'clock in the morning, hit Walmart. This is dating me. KB Toys. It was in this little strip mall area, and the line would wrap around. Oh my gosh. And we'd freeze, and then we'd like shop like crazy from the time the store opened, which was usually like 4:35, maybe 6. And then we'd shop like gangbusters, and then we'd go out for breakfast and go home, take a nap, and then go back out. And when Nana didn't want to do it anymore, I went out with friends. Yeah, and my friends, because I stopped wanting to get up crazy early in the morning. I'm like, this is ridiculous. For the doorbusters and stuff, I was like, no. So my friends would go out with their family, and then they'd be like, hey, we're going home to eat lunch or whatever, have leftovers. Do you want us to pick you up and you can have lunch with us, or we can pick you up after and go shopping again? So I do miss that part of Black Friday shopping. I couldn't imagine doing it now though, with, you know, after the pandemic and watching people just go nuts about toilet paper and stuff like that. Like, it kind of humbled me a little bit, but at the same time, there was just nothing like the feeling of getting the last Furby or Polly Pocket or something. I don't know. But anyway, so that's what I'm thankful for. I hope that you guys had a great holiday, and I am probably going to be pre-filming a lot this week, but yeah, and I'm thankful for all of you. So have a great day. Bye.